have you ever seen the original like Two Girls One Cup video?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm here with my friend Nick Brianna. He's one of the hosts of Two Dads One Movie.
Yep.
It's Two Dads, One Movie. It's the podcast where two middle-aged dads sit around and shoot the shit about the movies of the 80s and 90s.
The fun thing about the movie John Carpenter's The Thing for me, yes, the practical effects are sick. Like, all that stuff is really cool. But I just love the idea that it's an ensemble cast of people.
Yeah.
And by having the monster be that thing that can shapeshift, that just makes it so much fun, because at any point anybody can quote unquote be it.
Oh yeah, because part of the scary part, I mean, like the monster itself obviously is terrifying, but it's the paranoia among people where nobody knows like who's what, and you can't trust anybody, and you're in this isolated place, so there's no calling for help.
Yeah.
And that's
because I believe even at the beginning, the Norwegian guy in Norwegian like yells at them.
Yeah.
Like, don't talk to that thing, it's not a dog. So if you knew Norwegian, like, you could kind of be giving it away from the very jump.
Yeah.
But obviously no one really did, or at least back then you couldn't even tell.
Yeah, they didn't plan on it. Yeah. And there's no subtitles in the movie.
Right.
So you don't know.
Lets it be what
Which
it is.
is like super effective. I like in certain movies where they're not using subtitle for foreign language, because you're the character. You're supposed to not understand what the fuck the guards at the Russian prison are saying or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it is such a cool cast, and yeah, you don't know at different moments, and even watching it however many times I've seen it, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not even sure, at the end, but it just something about those movies. John Carpenter has a ton of great ones.
Oh yeah.
I really like They Live. That's like one of his cheesier ones.
I haven't seen that one, but
it's for sure worth it.
I'm familiar. That's with the glasses, right? Where he puts
yes.
Yeah.
And it's just full of cheesy stuff, but it's also like just such a rich concept.
Yeah.
I had a class I had a film class in college at UC Santa Barbara, and the guest lecturer for the semester was John Carpenter.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
It was cool as hell to like have a class where John Carpenter was the teacher.
What's he like?
He is, I mean, you didn't get like as much of an insight into his personality, but he was very nice, and he held office hours at one of the coffee shops and stuff. So there'd be a bunch of students who would, be there, and he'd hang out and talk and everything. That's cool. So, I mean, just being willing to do that in the first place is kind of cool, because he didn't need, money.
Yeah.
He just needed access to 19-year-old girls and he got it for himself.
Oh God. Dude, no, but it's so true. I mean, like the James Franco thing.
Yeah.
Dude, my ex-girlfriend went to UCLA, and I remember before all this like came out, she said, because she and I were still cool after we broke up, she said a friend of hers took his class, and then he invited her like on a date, and he was like an hour late, and when he got there, he just immediately propositioned her, and she was like, oh, like no, and then I guess he like pretty much just dogged her like the rest of the class.
Oh, Jesus.
It's so crazy to think about. Like, it's so crazy to think about, like, people could get away with that at like an institution like that.
And for things like that, there's always these things that are like open secrets. So like something comes out, and then people are like, oh, everyone in this business or whatever has known about it for years, which is like, so does the media work the way it should? All this stuff. It's like secrets can be kept, or things can be kind of suppressed.
For sure.
But yeah, that's terrible. James Franco is a great actor, and it's too bad, but Jesus Christ,
dude,
man.
The Disaster Artist is one of my favorite movies. It's so funny.
I love his comedies. I love Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
And This Is the End, to me, is like one of the funniest movies of all time.
I'd have to watch that one. I've only watched that one once.
Okay, it's a good one, and that's a good one to like get really high for, and you really enjoy it.
Yeah. As far as I know, you said you liked a lot of the 80s like cheesier movies. Is there anyone in particular that like sticks out for you?
For like action movies?
Yeah.
I think the best Schwarzenegger one is Commando. I think the best Stallone one is probably Cobra or Rambo 2, just for like pure, over the top bullshit.
Okay.
Rambo 2, like he has this bow and arrow with all these different like attachments he can screw onto the arrows. And there's just a great scene where like the Vietnamese like bad guy or whatever is just blasting at him with a machine gun. He's just slowly like drawing his arrow back, not getting hit. And he finally unleashes the arrow into the guy, and it's this exploding tip. So the guy gets the whole like, oh, where he like looks at it first and then blows up. It's just very satisfying. Those are good. Seagal had a stretch. Seagal, like Marked for Death, Hard to Kill, Out for Justice, Under Siege. Like he had like 4 or 5 in a row that were pretty good bangers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen any Steven Seagal films.
I think I need to host a film festival or a movie night at my house once in a while, just for some of this bullshit for the comics. Cause I think it's fun to bust on. You don't need to like pay that much attention to the movie.
Oh, that's the best. Like when it's a movie you guys have all seen a ton of times.
Yeah.
And you just riffing on the movie.
Yeah. And
So
stuff
fun.
like that. It's like, there's no plot. It's Seagal walking around like acting Italian for some reason. And, beating people up with like pool cue balls and stuff and, breaking arms and everything. It's nice.
That's what's so fun about the John Wick films. Like, it's like the thinnest plot we can create.
Totally. And the John Wick movies did a great job of kind of like elevating that whole genre of the guy who just beats the shit out of everybody.
100%.
And those are so well done. When that first came out too, I wanted to dislike it. I
Oh,
wanted to be
really?
like, Keanu, because I don't know. I was just like a hater, like in my blood, so I just decided certain stuff was lame. And then watching those, I'm like, oh, these are so fucking good.
Yeah.
These are incredibly good. And they have like the other cast members in that movie are like really great action stars in their own right and stuff. And just, it makes it really, it's worth having 5 of them.
Yeah, they're fun. They're really fun. That was probably the first first movie in that type of genre that I really watched like all the way through. Yeah, because at the time I had came around to it, it was already such a like cultural thing. Like, oh, John Wick 2 is coming out, like John Wick 3. Yeah. I think I watched the first one when like the 4th one came out. Nice. That way I could just like go through all of them. But yeah, I loved it. It's like his dog is dead, so now everybody has to die. Yeah. And then the thing that never made sense, it was like, he's excommunicated. He's back because of this family. And then they took his finger and then they do this. And it's just like, why? What?
Yeah, he should just leave town. Or, use those skills to rob a bank and just go live on a beach somewhere.
Well, and everybody's always like, oh, he's the Baba Yaga. Like, we're afraid of him. But also, let's all go try to kill him. Yeah. Like,
and let's try to kill him in hand-to-hand combat rather than just, figure out what plane he's on and shoot it out of the sky.
That was another one. There's a sequence in one of those. I think it's like John Wick 3 where he and this guy are chasing each other in a car and they keep trying to shoot each other. And I forget, I never realized until I watched them all the way through that his like suit is supposed to be bulletproof. Like that's.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
That's why he you notice he gets shot a lot actually. But he gets shot like in the suit. Oh shit. So they have to shoot him in the head, I think. Okay. I think that's why he survives that much.
I thought he just had like carryover Matrix skills and was like doing micro dodges of all those bullets.
Yeah, there's some, because I think you'll see times where he literally takes like the blazer and like covers himself because it's what it's supposed to do. But yeah, which made it feel a little bit better for me. Yeah. Like that's one thing I know in the, you mentioned you never watched any Marvel films. When you watch like Captain America with Steve Rogers, like he's supposed to be all souped up on this like super serum. So like, when he like throws his like shield and it like sticks into the wall, like, oh, okay, I get it. He's got super strength. And then his sidekick, played by Anthony Mackie, becomes the Captain America, but he doesn't take the serum. He's supposed to use his little wings and like, so he has like a mechanical like thing that helps him.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't have like superpowers.
No.
Essentially.
And in some of the fight scenes, when they do the new one, it kind of breaks it for me. Cause like they almost replicate like a Steve Rogers style fight. But in the back of my head, I'm like, but Steve was like super soldier and this guy's not. Yeah. This guy's just getting his butt kicked and somehow not dying. Yeah. Yeah. And then like, I asked my girlfriend about it too, cause I got her into watching all that stuff during COVID. And I was like, did that work for you? She goes, no, he's not super. Like even someone who's like not that into it, we're like, this isn't tracking anymore. It makes a lot of sense when it's like a roided out patriot. Like
sounds pretty racist. This whole thing sounds pretty racist to me. Folks, translate patriot however you want.
Just kidding. That is funny. It is kind of interesting that it was a superhero that was like, this is America's superhero.
Yeah, they made a Captain America movie late 80s, early 90s. And I haven't seen it anywhere online. They probably like erased it or whatever, but I remember watching it on VHS and it sucked. Like it had nothing cool in it.
Yeah.
He had the suit and he threw the sword a couple times and it looked like shit. One of those like, 80s like, woo, and it's just the camera on the shield flying through the sky. And then the Red Skull looked terrible. But it was all like practical effects, super low budget. It was really funny that they had these like early generation of some of these comic movies before they were like the biggest budget movies out there.
Oh yeah.
Like you've heard about the Fantastic Four movie that was made and never released.
Yes.
And like there's VHS tapes that I have that as a trailer on it. So I remember seeing that trailer and being like, oh, where's this movie at? And it just like, it never came out.
That's crazy.
I think it was something to do with the studio had the rights to the movie, which compelled them to have to make the movie, but they didn't want to make it. So they just said they went to, I think the guy's name is Roger Corman, the director who did all these like Toxic Avenger and all these like ultra low budget movies, which are very enjoyable, but kind of a tough watch. It's tough romantic movie night for your girlfriend. But I think they just had this guy make as cheap as possible of a movie and just like never released it.
I heard that that's why we have so many different Spider-Man, because Sony owns the right to Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel sold it off long before the Marvel Cinematic Universe happened. And to maintain the rights to Spider-Man, they had to make a new Spider-Man movie like every 3 years.
Oh.
So all the Andrew Garfield ones, I heard, maybe I'm wrong about this, but they're literally just to keep the rights.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because like Tobey Maguire's one was, I think they wanted to expand on it, and then, the Iron Man gets made and this type of things, and they're like, oh, we don't want to, we know that if we hang on to this bad boy, eventually they'll come asking us to like rent it.
Yeah,
which is exactly what they end up doing with Tom Holland.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a lot of those movies were brought out, because if you ever watch those ones, the Andrew Garfield ones are fun. A lot of people think he does the best portrayal of Peter Parker, like relative to the comics.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know. For me, it's like Tobey Maguire was the Spider-Man I grew up with, because I was like the right demographic.
Yeah, I did see one of those too. But
in
again,
Spider-Man
doesn't count
2,
as
dude,
Marvel.
Joey Diaz is in Spider-Man 2.
Is he?
Oh yeah, he's got this awesome part. So
Let me tell you, motherfucker.
yeah. Well, he's got one line, and it's
Okay.
funny because he's like at his fattest.
Okay.
He's like, gotta be almost 400 pounds. And it's a cool scene. So he's fighting Doc Ock on a subway, and Doc Ock is just kicking his butt, like really just giving Peter the business. And I think what happens is he knocks him out, and he flies through the train car, and I think his mask is ripped up enough that people can see him now.
Okay.
And it's like the first time anyone's seen Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And everyone's super surprised that he's such a young person. And the Doc Ock kind of comes in there and he's like, where is he? And then Joey Diaz stands in front of him and he goes, if you want to get to him, you got to go through me.
He's mine!
You want to get to him, you got to go through me.
And then all these other New Yorkers like, and me. And they all stand up to protect Peter Parker's identity. Yeah, it's just, but dude, it's the funniest thing because you can tell this is the era of Joey Diaz where he was like doing coke every night. Like, he doesn't look good. He looks very sickly.
Oh shit, dude.
It's awesome. Like,
and then the camera pans out and there's no Dr. Octagon or Dr. Octopus. There's no Spider-Man. And it's just Joey Diaz just having eaten like 100 milligram edible.
With Lee.
Yeah.
We gotta stop the octopus, Lee.
The TV shows. Have you seen that one, Crashing? The Pete Holmes show, Crashing?
I haven't seen Crashing.
Definitely recommend that because
hear
that goes
good
through
things.
like a lot of, open mic stuff and barking and trying to do college shows and roast. There's like a roast battle episode, and yeah, it's worth checking out.
Have you ever had to bark for a show?
No.
I've only had to do it a handful of times.
Yeah.
And the only time it really worked, and I did it differently than like traditional barking. Michael and I did a Christmas show. Oh my gosh, it might almost been to the day. What's the date today? Today's like what, the
11th, yeah.
I think that one was December 8th, like 2 years ago.
Okay.
And we were trying to get people to come into Good Times because it was going to be a Sunday show, I believe. And I was dressed up as like Santa. He was dressed up as an elf. And I just went over to Railroad, had a drink, dressed ridiculously. And then people are like, why are you dressed like that? And I'm like, oh, there's a comedy show like next door starting in like 45 minutes. And then I went over to the Iron Square or whatever.
Yeah.
Had a drink there. Someone came up to me like, why are you dressed like that?
Dude, I love that technique.
I actually ended up pulling like 6 or 7 people, but I got drunk.
For Good Time Tavern, that is a lot of people.
That is a lot of people. Thank God we already had audience there, and then like it packed it out. It was actually the most packed I've ever seen it. But I was hammered before the show even started, and Michael and I were co-hosting.
Oh,
and
shit.
We'd never like practiced this. He's just like, oh yeah, I think you and I should like bump mics and stuff. And it would just, dude, it was just him and I doing our acts separately, like tagging in and out.
It's like you have two records playing with each of your acts and the crossfader in the middle, and you're just flipping it from side to side. Nice.
Yeah, because our features was Jacob Blazer, Jimmy Moniz, and Jose Contreras.
Okay.
And all that was great.
Strong show, yeah.
Yeah, but I remember I was so drunk at the end that we were supposed to do a raffle, and I just got off stage, and Jacob Blazer's like, don't worry, Michael, I'll help you do this thing. I was like, oh, snap. But yeah, that's the only time I've ever had barking like work.
I came up on like the 2-year anniversary the first time I went up and was going to like make this big emotional kind of post about how much like comedy has done for me, but also that, you know, now I find myself being friends with people that I otherwise would have just tried to hit with my car.
Yeah.
You know, and now
Shout
it's
out
like,
to-
oh, you're shout out to
Yeah.
But it's great. Like, I think it's good for us. Cause
Oh,
like
yeah.
if you end up like you live close to like where you grew up, went to high school and stuff. And I do too. And just meeting people from different areas and they have like crazy different backgrounds, different ages.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like all my friends were within a couple of years of each other. And now, you know, meeting people that are like 20 years younger than me, 20 years older than me and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Sorry, going back to like movies about stand-up.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't think of any other ones that I have seen. The closest thing I might have seen to it was Jim Jeffries' show.
That was good. Yeah. And he was a comic in that show.
Mhm.
Like he was himself, but that show didn't have a ton of stand up in it.
No, I think it was more about him being a father.
This was his like FX show or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember, I think the first episode of that where he had his, and he had that great story in his special about his friend that had, you know, that condition. Like he was really like, whatever it was, he was really fucked up. He couldn't do much. He was in a home all the time. And then they bust him out and take him to a strip or take him to a
Brothel or something.
a brothel. Yeah. And that story is really great in his stand up. And it was like super well done on that show.
Yeah.
Like there were a couple episodes of that show. That whole era of FX shows where they were just like, all right, trusted comedian, like here's some cash, like make a show you think is good, generated so many good fucking shows. Like
Yeah.
Louis C.K.'s show was really good.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one either, but I hear it's really good.
Yeah, it's really good. And there's episodes, kind of like that Atlanta. That was another
I've
example
watched
of a really
Atlanta.
good
That's
one.
good.
Where there's some episodes of that where it's like, this is just a standard funny show. And then there's some where you're just like devastated at the end of it. And some where it's just like crazy absurd. You're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
But giving them the freedom to do that, it seems like you guys figured something out. Like there's really good shit coming from this.
Yeah.
But then I don't know how many people actually watched it.
I feel like Atlanta was pretty popular because
Yeah.
it won a bunch of awards. I could have swore, like a couple Emmys. I loved that Lakeith Stanfield in that show.
He's one of my favorite actors of all time.
He's
He's
so
great
good.
in everything.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Sorry to Bother You?
I haven't, but I've heard it's really good.
Okay, that's a movie I would for sure recommend, especially Bay Area people. It's a Oakland based, I believe, and it's amazing. It was made by Boots Riley from The Coup, who's a rapper, and he's just a great filmmaker. That movie's really well done, and Lakeith Stanfield is just such a good main character in it, and it gets crazy. Like it. Just have no expectations about the movie. Like it, just know that it's going to be good.
Yeah.
But I for sure recommend that. And it's one of the better like Oakland Bay Area movies I've seen.
Okay.
Yeah. Freaky Tales also, that came out last year. And it's kind of like different story. You like that because it's a little like horror based. And it's a few different stories that are around the Bay Area that end up kind of converging at the end.
Oh, that's cool.
But the things that they are, there's like a Warriors, who the fuck is it? I can't think of the name of the guy, but it's like one guy's like a Warriors player. And then there's a concert at the Gilman, I think at 924 Gilman. That's like an Operation Ivy concert, like a real Bay Area original kind of shit. Yeah, but that's a great one. And it gives you like a good sense of what it's like to live around here.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
I think for me, one of my favorite kinds of comedy are more of like observational, like pointing out like weird truths about life.
Yeah.
Like, I love people that have like a really unique perspective on something and then can like bring it to a situation that I've had and get me to think about it in like a different way.
It's funny. Like, I feel the same way, and I will always be like, oh, I think, you know, I like when a comic has some kind of unique like point of view or whatever. But just today I was watching the video of Bernie Mac on, I think it was his Def Comedy Jam, his first appearance on there. And I don't know if you've seen that one before, but he comes out, he has these fucking jeans where he's got like an airbrushed picture of his own face on like the right thigh of the jeans. Okay. And he comes out there and he's just like, I ain't scared of your motherfuckers.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
And I'm like, oh, dude, Bernie Mac, fucking all-time great set. But the first thing that he says is like, I love sex.
But I love sex. I love it. Can't do shit no more. And I'm blessed.
I'm like, oh, there's a unique point of view.
Yeah,
but he's so fucking funny. He's so good.
Dude, vocal delivery, a lot of people don't recognize so much of what makes things really funny. Like if someone has a goofy voice, like part of Cat Williams' whole thing is his
like
voice.
The way he says it. Yeah. And you want to be like kind of, you want to sound like someone that people can do an impression of.
Oh yeah.
You know, because it's fun to like do these voices do these impressions, like talk like Cat Williams and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Him. I think William Montgomery, that's a big part of his like.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. He is like the closest thing to a real life cartoon character. So he's like he's like a real life Kramer to me.
Yeah. He's like it's probably not as relevant for your age, but like Howard Stern, I don't know if you were ever into that. I'm familiar with him.
Yeah.
And he stinks now, but like he had this crew of guys called the Whack Pack, which were all these different like people who had different, you know, fucking mental problems and disabilities, or just these weirdos that hung around the show. So they were like these people that kind of only worked in the context of Howard Stern. Mm-hmm. So they do kind of like the Killers of Kill Tony type tour.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, the different Whack Packers going around. But then if they went elsewhere, like outside of that, the sphere of Howard Stern, then they don't work. So it's kind of like William Montgomery opening for Morgan J.
Dude, that was crazy.
Like that shit was really funny.
It was so funny. I think that's the thing that like,
I like that he didn't change. Like he didn't start meekly delivering his jokes. Dude, you know, he was just
bunch
like,
of Paul Walker fans in the audience tonight.
Oh man. But that's such a fun part about the comedy world is like just these delightful weirdos that you come across, you know?
Oh yeah.
Where you're like, I don't want this guy to ever know where I live, but I'm glad I get to see him every couple of weeks.
100%. I know we're thinking of the same person right now, and I'm trying so hard not to do an impression of that guy. No, it is funny. It is funny. And it does make me think, it's the reason why I wanted to bring up Lakeith Stanfield was because he got to do the one job in comedy that I like would want to do. And I don't think I'll ever get to do it because I think the show's done now. But he was a co-host on the Eric Andre show.
Oh,
for
shit.
like a season. And he had that perfect, just like Hannibal Buress had that kind of like nonchalance of like,
yeah,
it's weird, man. Like,
dude, that show, we could talk Eric Andre. I love Eric Andre.
Oh, you do you?
Just love it.
He's one of my favorites. Yeah.
That is one of the things that my wife and I really bonded over early in our relationship is we both like loved it. And everyone else was like, what the fuck is this? What are you showing me?
That is peak comedy for me. Like
it's so, oh my God.
Going back to that, like fun movies and good movies.
Yeah.
Like that to me is peak fun. Like,
totally.
Him, even Chris D'Elia, like Chris D'Elia's early specials for me, they make me laugh so hard. I would never say it's like technically good stand up or like, but just his stupid voices that he does about certain people and like, but yeah, Eric Andre, dude, I will watch Eric Andre and like start crying. Even though I've seen it multiple times.
It's so, and I love that they're 15 minutes long or less in most cases, or like 10 or 12 minutes long. And different shit from that. I don't know why it sticks, but it does. Like we'll still talk about like Bird Up and What's Up Mellow and Ranch It Up, like all that kind of shit all the time, dude. And something about Eric Andre just being so out there.
Yeah.
And the thing about him is like, and now he's kind of moving maybe more into that career. Like he is a very good actor. Mm-hmm. You know, he's a good looking guy. He's likable. He could play the best friend in a romantic comedy for the rest of his life and make, you know, millions of dollars off it. So I love that he's doing this shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, he's a great actor. He's very much like just so good at like not breaking character.
Yeah.
The only person who almost did was Dennis Rodman. Did you see that episode?
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I would love like longer edits of that stuff. Cause
there is.
When they're talking to somebody and they actually use like, 70 seconds of the interview, but they were actually there for like 25 minutes or whatever.
I hear they do almost 2 hours.
Oh, damn.
They try to do 2 hours, but a lot of times people walk off. Like, but dude,
it's good. I love the James Vanderbeek where like the duplicate James Vanderbeek came in and then the other Eric and Hannibal came in there.
Yeah.
And they were just like repeating. Oh God. I have to watch some of that.
Anytime they do the freeze frame, the bum, 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 that stuff, dude. Bird up. The editing style, that frenetic, like,
oh my God, dude.
It's so funny. Yeah, we got birds. It sucks. And then like, oh my God, you really do have
buzz me, mulatto. Like, oh God, dude.
when his desk like explodes.
So have you seen him before?
I saw him live at the Fox Theater.
Nice.
It was
I might have
so
been at that
much
same
fun.
one. This was like 2020, early 2019, maybe. I'm sure he's probably been back.
It was
a couple times.
post-COVID.
Okay.
Might have been 2022.
I'm trying to think when I saw him there. We saw him in San Diego like 2 years ago, and it was like his live tour of the show. So he had the desk and like the freezer with the puppet, all that kind of shit. And Hannibal,
Blanable?
Yeah. Cause that guy's name is also Hannibal.
Is it?
Hannibal Thompson, I think is the name of the comic who plays that guy,
Blanable,
which is funny.
That's funny.
He was really good. And then opening for him was DJ Doug Pound.
Yes, yes.
Blew my mind.
So
it was
good.
so fucking funny.
He comes out with the skateboard. And he fell, right? Because
he did. Yeah.
I think he purposely like messes up the kickflip.
Yes.
And then like as he leaves, does it again.
He comes out and he's like, he's talking about that Black Eyed Peas song, the Let's Get It Started, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, actually originally Let's Get It Started was just called, Let's Get Retarded. So he starts playing it. It's like, Let's Get Retarded. And then he's like, it actually used to be even worse before that version. He starts playing it and it's like, let's get Lou Gehrig's disease. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, he opened it at the show I saw too. And that's what's fun. That's my favorite part about, I think, the internet now is that you get to see all these different weird types of comedy.
Yeah.
One of my favorite guys growing up was Bo Burnham. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He was primarily on YouTube.
Yep.
But yeah, his specials were really, really cool.
Because he did music and he did all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he used light show and like he had one of his ends of one of his specials. He's like doing a parody of Kanye. So he has like that weird auto tune on his voice and these lights are like flickering, and it was a real like theater type thing. And then his special called Inside that he put out during COVID was so good.
Yeah. I remember watching that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's an extended one now. Like
okay.
He had like 5 more songs and some other stuff on there. But yeah, I find that stuff so interesting. Like I do love traditional stand up, like just you, a microphone going up there. But like I love the way Timmy No Breaks is doing like all these weird like kind of skits.
Yeah.
On his minutes. I think that's a lot of fun. Casey Rocket's always hilarious.
Dude, he was one of the best I've seen too. We saw him and he was the headliner at Cobb's. So like I was wondering, how's this going to hold together for 45 minutes, 50 minutes? Didn't matter. Like he could have gone for 3 hours. I mean, people loved it. And he was just, there's like keeping that energy up is so hard.
Oh yeah. He must burn like thousands of calories.
Oh my God, dude. And just knowing like when to pepper the actual jokes in and like how long can you just like pace around or whatever. I would love to know like how actually planned out it is. Cause I'm sure it is.
I feel like it's done in like, I want to say like chunks where he's got like, I'm going to do like these 4 or 5 jokes together and then I'm going to move this.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that stuff, and I was actually telling Noah about this, that like it does look like an actor who has scripted out like what we would call beat work. Like it seems like these chunks are all in this like toolkit and he doesn't know what order he's going to put them in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like he knows he's going in with all of these things. And it's interesting to see because it to me it's more controlled chaos. I think there is like a schematic to like where he wants things to go,
but then making it seem like
it's totally off the cuff.
I mean that's the hard thing I think for me with comedy, because I feel like I can write jokes, but I haven't figured out the performance part of it. Like, I feel like however I'm delivering now is not the way that I will like 3 years from now if I'm still, and I hope, I don't know, I wouldn't be, but yeah, like, so as an actor, do you feel like you had an advantage there, just like knowing how to perform, or is it still like
being comfortable on stage?
Yeah.
Even as a kid, like I used to drive my parents nuts because I guess I used to always volunteer to read at church, and my parents hated going to church.
Fucking nerd.
Dude, the worst, but have never had stage fright really.
Wait, you were dragging your own parents to church?
I really was, yeah. I know.
That's a fucking bastard of a kid, dude.
I guess, yeah. I guess in like catechism or whatever, they'd be like looking for volunteers, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll do it. And then I have to tell my mom like, hey, we have to go on Sunday because I'm going to read, Corinthians. And she's like, why? Like, why do you do this? So even as a kid, I just had no like fear of that.
Yeah, that's
and
great.
When I started doing stand up, in acting, we called it vamping, which is like looking like you know what you're doing, but like maybe you forgot your line, or like maybe you forgot, like maybe in a scene, like you forgot a prop and you can't move it forward. So you have to like with the actor in real time figure out like, how do we finish this scene if like if we don't have the key that proves that this thing is this. That skill, you do kind of work on it in acting school. And like now we would kind of call that riffing, or like in like the comedy world.
Yeah.
But if I don't have anything to say or I forget something, I think it's very hard for the audience to know.
Yeah. So just like a way to kind of keep the attention of the audience, even if you're like in a break, like you're not working on you're not saying your lines or whatever, just like skills to keep them involved if your lines get fucked up or if somebody else fucks up their line or whatever.
Oh yeah. And sometimes realizing too that like for a lot of people when they start stand up, they're only looking at it as stand up is the act of saying funny things.
Yeah.
When it's like how you,
and it's kind of not.
No, well, that's one aspect, but like how you stand, like how you take your beats, like you can find laughs without saying a word.
Right.
And sometimes that's what you have to do is like you say something really confusing and your impulse is to like quickly move past that, but maybe sit in that awkwardness and just be like, I'm sorry, that was weird, huh?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, like, okay, I got something out of this.
Yeah.
And it can like, you're always kind of in charge, I think, turning it around, but it might require you to be really patient for a second or like scan the room and like look for like the next thing. And a lot of people will be afraid to do that motion because they're just like, well, that's not part of my act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like, for me, like not being that comfortable on stage is that it feels like silence is bad. Right. So it's better. And then that would lead me to just like mumbling some, like adding extra words, which makes every joke worse. Right. Instead of just let it sit and then do the next one, or let it sit knowing that you have a line that's going to bring them around. Yeah. You know, like be okay with them being kind of like, what the fuck right now? Cause that's part of the whole process.
Oh yeah.
Instead of, I need everyone to like me every step of the way during my setup and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I think about sometimes like, especially at the open mic, cause people will bring their notebook up. Right.
Yeah.
And they're almost like hold their notebook like shamefully. Like if you leaned in and made that part, like
just do a little William Montgomery.
Yeah, it could be really funny. You could just kind of audaciously like put it in front of you, open it, like kind of ridiculous, and just start reading it. Like now it's an act. Like now it's part of the act.
Yeah, yeah.
But you made the choice at the beginning to be like, this is not supposed to be here.
So you're like adding like an element of shame to your performance.
Kinda,
before.
yeah.
I get that.
I would. There are times where I feel like it's important to like say. You can kind of lose the audience by like how you grab the microphone. Cause like if you grab it, like it's not yours. Implicitly, they're going to like be like nervous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you look at, especially like with the Kill Tony regulars, they all have like some sort of like big entrance. Like, and that's kind of part of what builds the like, oh, I trust this guy.
Yeah.
If he's willing to come out here and crab walk back and forth and
you have to show
turn, like,
you have to show that it's not a big deal for you to be up there. Like that part of it isn't a big deal. Yeah.
And like, oh, you guys are lucky. I'm here.
Like I'm here.
Yeah.
Hey, you're done waiting. I'm fucking here. Yeah. I like that. I took one of those comedy workshop classes at the Alameda Comedy Club. Which is, I mean, it was good to like, I just needed like accountability because I drifted away from it for a few months and was like, dude, I got to do something to get back in it. And the guy, the owner of the club who's teaching the class, like he had so much stuff about, you know, holding the mic stand, putting the mic stand away and all this stuff that had nothing to do with comedy. So it was kind of interesting that to know like what they're looking for or what's important, you know, what he would look for to see whether you're experienced or not.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. All those theatrical aspects.
Yeah.
Like, and I harp on this all the time on another comedy podcast that like stand-up's a theater art. Like you have to remember at some level it is theater. It's a lot less as a detailed like, or as like the pageantry of it. But at the core, some things are the same. The best comics, you notice they're like, they have certain expressions for when they say certain things. Like there's more of that. That's like the next level. And I forget to do that myself. But when you watch somebody who's really good, you'll notice like the
like
way,
all the hand gestures, everything's very intentional.
Oh yeah, like Sebastian Maniscalco is like really good at that. Like I'm going to the thing, and then they tell me, and everyone's like, oh, like okay, like I'm into this now. Like, yeah.
Did you happen to see the SNL?
Yes.
God, that killed me, dude. That we watch SNL a lot because my wife and daughter like it a lot, so it's a good thing for us to. And it's like it's hit or miss, but I think it's always been hit or miss, and there's like good parts of it. But the Sebastian impression was so funny.
Yeah,
dude. Oh, actually, opening for Eric Andre, the first time we saw him was Sarah Sherman on SNL.
Okay.
Probably the funniest opener I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
She was so good. She has this whole like, she has a HBO special coming out, I think like this weekend. But she has this whole like theatrical thing, this like body horror type shit. She's like, there's a screen showing stuff, and she has one of those kind of like suits on, like those that's supposed to show your organs or whatever.
I think I've seen a clip of this.
But she does wild stuff. Her energy is crazy, and this is now I don't know 4 or 5 years ago that we saw her. So I bet her special is going to be good.
That's awesome.
So that's worth checking out. But yeah, okay. So like the performance aspect, yeah, I feel like that's something that maybe people don't think about as much, or you don't think about until you've like done it for a while.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people stand up, it's their first time being in any type of theater art.
Yeah.
So you don't recognize it. Like you don't know what you're looking for yet. I don't think it's any different than a sport, right? You're teaching little kids like how to do ground balls and like that type of thing. You're teaching them just like the real fundamentals, the basics. But by the time they're like in high school, like you're teaching them like how to recognize when this pitch is coming. Like
totally.
Just
like
the levels
shifting
of it.
Based on the batter and like how much of a lead you should take off second base and all that kind of shit. Yeah. So you get more into it. So yeah, that makes sense. Maybe it takes a little pressure off thinking of it as like, because I get in my own head about just like, oh, I think this is a funny joke, but then if I say this, I'm going to be like the guy who thinks it's like, no, like nobody thinks that everyone's act like fully represents them.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's why I've leaned so much into using a stage name and playing in the character, because I don't want to be tied to my own real experience.
Because then you have a lot of freedom, and then it kind of makes it more fun. It's like when you go to a party that's a dress up party, it's more fun for everybody because everyone's like, I'm already like free of, the expectations of whatever I was going to bring here. Now I'm dressed as the Green Lantern, and comedy, I guess it could be the same way where you're like, well, 100%. I'm me when I'm talking to my friends at the bar, but I'm on stage, I have some opinions.
Yeah. Personally, it gives me that freedom again to not think like myself.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if Nacho Camacho is like this persona, right? Like I can put things into it that like I've never experienced in my life.
Yeah.
Or maybe something happened to someone else and I can say it happened to me in this and bring that up.
And you kind of feel better about, because early on I was like super averse to like, oh man, like this isn't that funny, but that's what happened. And not realizing like, no, you can add stuff to a story, or you can be like, Jerry Seinfeld on his special, was it really like, yeah, I was in the lobby coming in here and this thing happened and I happened to have 5 minutes on it. It's like, no, that's not how it works.
Right.
Cause I remember even thinking, with certain people's jokes, I was just taking it all as truth. I think, our friend Josh Bennett had a joke about, bombing in Japan. It ended up being like a Hiroshima Nagasaki joke, but it started with like, oh, I traveled to Japan. And I was like, oh, he's been to Japan. I was like, he hasn't been to fucking Japan. Yeah. You know, it's like, but that's okay. Like, that's what we're doing I'm a character, and yeah, sure, I did this stuff.
Yeah, and I think when the audience recognizes that too, there's a fun, like, we're in like Bizarro world now. Yeah. Like, if they can really get that, like, oh, this person on stage can be anything and be from anywhere. There's a fun thing to that. It's like, to me, it's what makes Rick and Morty so fun. Like, Rick has experienced everything in the world. Like, it's very rare that anything surprises Rick, and he'll have the most ridiculous reason for, like, this is actually super normal. Like, in 96, we all, we're domestic terrorists for a little while, Morty. It's not a big deal. Okay. You're like, wait, what the heck? And like, you can bring that same like improvisational absurdity.
Yeah, totally.
Just like, oh yeah, no. Like,
and it doesn't ruin anyone's experience. It's like nobody cares. Nobody knows if this is true or not.
Oh yeah, and like you'll realize it's not true. Like too many times, I've been like, oh yeah, I'm very lucky. I have a girlfriend that I love very much, and a wife who hates it when I say that. Yeah, I'm like, and a husband who has no idea that I'm not gay. So like, my life is very stressful. And then people are like, okay, like none of that. Now I don't know if any of it is true. Right. Like by the time you hit that third thing, you're like, what is this guy even about? Yeah, that can be a lot of fun to like flip on an audience, because now it's just like,
well, because then they're like, oh, I got to stay on my toes. Like I don't have this guy figured out. And maybe you get more attention because of that.
Oh yeah. It's the same thing that like makes the Eric Andre show so fun.
Oh, totally. Because you're like, never know where that shit's going. Dude, bird up.
I could, bird up. I could sit and talk to you all day, but I know I got to get going soon. But we should do this again sometime, man.
Yeah, for sure, dude. This was super fun, man.
Is there anything you want to plug on the show?
Check out, if you like movies, check out my podcast, Two Dads, One Movie. It's on all the streaming platforms. It's audio only. It's nice and easy to throw on, when you're on a car trip. So check it out. The number 2, the number 1, Two Dads, One Movie.
Right on. All right, cool, man. All right, buddy, take it easy. I'll see you the next time I get around to doing this.
All right. Thanks.